everyone. Good morning and welcome to a Morning Versus with Mike. I see Jamie's jumping in early this morning. Good morning, Jamie. Hope your day is starting fantastic. For everybody, I hope your day is starting fantastic. It is, what is today? Thursday, 6:15 a.m. That's when we do this. Get up, share a Bible verse, get on with our day, spread some positivity, share the faith. So this morning, I'm going to be sharing from the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 9. And as with every morning, if today is the first day that you're joining us, thank you so much. If you're joining us live, make sure you give the video a thumbs up, share it on your social media so that we can help get the word out, spread the word of God, and spread some positivity and some light in the world. That's the only goal. So we'll be reading from Ecclesiastes here in just a moment. Also, if you have a verse that is impacting you, if there's something that's just reaching into your heart or reaching into your mind today, and it's saying, this is how it's affecting you today in the moment, please share that in the sidebar. Share what the verse is and then how it's affecting you. That would be awesome, and love to have a conversation with you on it. So jumping into the verse this morning is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 9. I really like the whole book of Ecclesiastes, but 7 verse 9 says, "Control your temper, for anger labels you a fool." That's a pretty simple and straightforward statement, isn't it? Control your temper, for anger labels you as a fool. Ecclesiastes in general is talking about some of life's wisdoms. It's simple principles in our lives. I'm actually going to read from, I have it bookmarked here at the front of the book, where it talks about the perspective of true success. It says, the writer of Ecclesiastes pokes holes in each of the definitions that we know of success. All of those are futile, and none of the things that we have in life will we own after we die. They're not worth building our lives on. You have to build your life on a foundation of a sturdy foundation of God and of faith and deep, strong principles. So this verse is no different when it's talking about simple wisdoms. It's talking about don't allow your anger and frustration to take over. We all do that. We get caught up in the moment sometimes. I've been known to do it. You've been known to do it. If you're watching this, you say, I've gotten caught up in the moment. I get so frustrated and angry with something, and you want to act and lash out. And this is a verse that reminds you, just slow down. You have to take a breath, and you have to control your emotions. You have to control your state to truly get the outcomes that you want. Before you either act in a situation, or sometimes when you react in a situation, often anger and frustration comes out of reaction. We don't go into something angry, right? What happens is we come out of something angry. You don't go into it angry in most cases, because if you have the time to think and slow down and check what's truly in your head and your heart, when you're going into a situation, it's often easier to control that. But sometimes, depending on the actions that take place, depending on what the other person that you're interacting with, depending on the situation, often we'll come out of certain places frustrated or angry. And so you have to make sure that you're controlling your emotional state all the time, not just anger and frustration, but we go through so many emotions in a given day that you have to control. And I'm not just saying be monotone and like, well, I have to stay like this all day long because I don't want to overreact or over. I don't think you can over love, right? But it really is where you're controlling your state all the time in the moment. Just think before you act. And especially when it comes to anger, it's one of those deals that there's really no good that can come from acting quickly out of anger. It does take some time to slow down, mentally assess, even if it's, 5 seconds can seem like a long time. Taking a deep breath or two can buy enough time to slow down and allow that control and allow a controlled response. Because when you act quickly, especially out of anger, when you're not controlling your frustrations, there's really no good that can come from it. What comes on the other side is judgment and arguments and embarrassment and more frustration. And likely there's a side helping of humility tossed in, right? Because it's God saying, oh, okay, here, you want to act out of anger? Boom, take that. And it smacks you right in the face, right? Because then you end up with other people passing judgment. And at least for me, speaking from some experience, when you lash out in anger and frustration, oftentimes you get that extra little tidbit of wisdom after the fact. And then you can see why people, other people were really looking at you saying, hey, well, what, why were you behaving this way? What happened? But it takes that, you've heard the saying, hindsight's 20/20, right? It takes the action for you to have to come back around to the outside and look at it and go, oh man, yeah, maybe I should slow down next time. So that's the message for today. Thanks for getting up and joining me. It's Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 9. So I do this every weekday morning, 6:15 a.m. Thanks for jumping in and joining me. I sure appreciate it. Make sure, take that time, take a breath before you act out or lash out today. Make sure that you control your state, control your emotions, and don't act out of anger. So hope you have an absolutely amazing day. Until I see you tomorrow, I always close them this way. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. We'll talk to you soon, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. If you're live and if you're watching after, make sure thumbs up, share the video.